guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rishika Kashyap and in today's video we're going to react to breakup stories. Now breakups could be very harsh. I went to Reddit and I found a bunch of people who were struggling with relationships, and I thought that maybe I could react and advise to all of these situations. If you are facing these situations, then maybe I could be of some help. So without further ado, let's get started. I had a 5.5-year relationship with my ex. We broke up a month ago. The reasons were complicated. He was not satisfied with me at the end of the relationship because he thought that I was lazy with housework. Also, we had communication issues along the way. I did not listen to his ideas or feelings in communication, and he stonewalled me. So the relationship was already fragile from the beginning. The deal breaker was when his younger brother passed away very young. He felt super guilty and wanted to move back to his parents. I do not know how I will recover from this, and honestly I feel probably would be my last relationship, but who knows, time. I like the fact that you're very optimistic. That gives you hope. Self-reflection is extremely important, especially when you're trying to deal with a breakup, especially after a 5-year long relationship. The relationship becomes a huge part of your being. Every day you used to talk to this person, confide in this person, and that person is not there anymore. So it is a very difficult feeling to handle, to process also, because it feels like you have incurred a huge loss, and which it is. But dealing with it maturely is also very important. You mentioned that he was pissed that you weren't doing housework and you weren't contributing to household chores. Nobody breaks a relationship, a 5-year long relationship, without accumulation of a lot of things. This could be one of the reasons, but this cannot be the whole reason. So you need to again self-reflect, journal, make sure that you're trying to heal and understand what your part was in that relationship, what contributed to that breakup, your part as well as his part. And you should try and reflect, because reflection is the key. Honestly, if you don't sit with yourself and you try to distract yourself with work or with other relationships or partners, you will end up feeling very empty. So it is good that you tried and reflected, and you should try even more. And relationships are extremely dynamic. Something that works for me won't work for you. It is extremely subjective to your upbringing, to your values. So make sure that when you're choosing your next partner, you know what your values are, what you can adjust in and what you cannot adjust in, and that person should know that as well. What are your capacities? हो सकता है आप एक ऐसे हाउस होल्ड से आए हो जहाँ पे आपको कभी काम करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ी, तो इट्स नेचुरल कि तुम वो काम नहीं करते हो. बट योर पार्टनर शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ दैट and should know that you won't be able to as much as your partner does, because he comes from a different upbringing and you come from a different upbringing. And the only way to be in a relationship, in a successful relationship, is only when both of you have clear communication on what you cannot negotiate on and adjust on. And you mentioned that he lost his younger brother. This is a huge loss, especially when you're close to your family. We cannot even think how badly that impacts a person, and it brings out a lot of negative emotions. I haven't been through it, touch wood, so I cannot say much, but of course that kind of internal reflection also happens, and you cannot say that that is a deal breaker. That is something that happened in his life, which is extremely terrible. But if the relationship had a lot of little problems which have accumulated in the past 5 years, then yes, maybe his brother's passing had made him realize that what he truly wants in life. And if that is not you, and you're not his priority, or he's not willing to work on the relationship, you deserve better, you deserve to move on. And that is what I'll say and advise. Story number 2. 1 year of long distance, then living together for 3 months, and then I felt that something is not okay. Maybe we couldn't know each other properly during long distance period, and also financial situation doesn't let me live together. I must accept that I feel that she is not the one, because she doesn't understand me deeply and doesn't make my life happy. But when we are together, I'm an ambitious person, but she is not, and she is taking down my motivation. But we have memories of living together. I want to focus on my goals, spend more time on the goals, and make the best version of myself. See, what happens in long distance is that you have so much space apart that you try and work on your goals and you try to distract yourself. There is time zone difference, your schedules are also divergent. She might be working on something else, you might be working on something else. So long distance makes it easier to focus on your own self and not the relationship, because you don't have to give as much time to your partner as you do when living together. That is why they say when you cannot live together, at least vacation together, so that you get to know each other's daily habits, and in general you get to know the real person that this person is. So usually what happens is when a couple transitions from long distance to living together, they do face a lot of struggles. Again, we come from different backgrounds, come from different values, come from different set of parents, different life experiences altogether. So when two different people meet, they have to adjust in order to stay together. Again, you should be self-aware enough to know that what is your priority and what is not. Like you mentioned that your goals are your priority. If your partner knew that and she was secure in the relationship, she would have contributed to your growth as well by giving you the space you want. But also you need to think that if your only priority is your goals and your career and not the relationship, then maybe there is a disequilibrium of sorts, because you don't want to put that kind of effort into a relationship. And to grow a relationship, you need to give it time, you need to give it effort, and you need to give it all. A relationship is just like your own startup. You have to work 24/7 and you have to adjust and you have to manage your time schedules, even if it's very, very tough, but you have to do it to succeed. So it's okay that in this stage of your life, your career is your priority. A lot of people in their 20s do prioritize their career as they should, but on the contrary, if you have to do that and if your goals are so important, then maybe you should reconsider being in a relationship altogether. As much as we like companionship, if we cannot handle it, it's a waste of time for the other person and it's not fair to that person. So you really need to think about your priorities and make sure that the next partner you have clear boundaries, you have clear set of priorities, and that person's goal should be aligned with yours as well. Moving on to the third story. It's over a year ago when my 8+ years of relationship ended. It's so hard being a man or a boy. I don't talk about this with my family, friends or workmates, so I decided to post it here. I still love her, but I can't be with her. I've accepted the fact that our life status is very different. I heard she's with someone now. I'm happy for her and I wish her true happiness. I'm so glad that you've accepted that she's happy and she's moved on in her life, because if you come from two different backgrounds, you realize that, I don't know if you started as teenagers and then delved into mature adults, and I think when you teenagers, you don't understand that the other person has a different financial status, a different social status from you, and it is very hard to maneuver. And after some time, when you're shifting to adulthood and you see harsh life together, you become so comfortable in each other's company that even if a lot of things are not going the right way in the relationship, you try and pull it and push it as much as you can, but in the end the relationship breaks. So first you need to, again, like I mentioned, self-reflect. That is very, very important. But apart from that, also realize that you need to have your priorities straight. If you feel that you want somebody who has equal financial and social status, then you should think that whenever you're choosing your next partner, you take that into consideration and make sure that your status, your life aligns with that person. Again, 8+ years is a long time, and since she's moved on, I think it's time for you to. It's very difficult, but you need to speak to somebody. There must be at least one person in your life that would love to listen. It could be your sibling, your parents, if not then any of your friends, but talking really helps. And if this is something that you're not comfortable with, then try journaling, try going to YouTube and searching for healing videos, because that would help. Try indulging into the activities that you really enjoy, because that is also very therapeutic. And I really hope that this helps. But sitting with yourself, meditating, that would really help in self-reflecting and understanding what you want in life. The next story. My relationship was for 10 years. I was 16 then and I am 26 now. My ex realized after a decade that I come from a different religion, and parents were against the relationship. When the topic of marriage came, it was brutal for me. Cried, begged for my ex to meet me, and nothing worked. It's been 4 to 5 months. I cry. Ex is getting married. Nothing hurts like this. No advice. Love hurts. That's all. not true. Love is supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be calm, it's supposed to be blissful and comforting. So if that is not what you felt with your partner, then maybe that's not the right kind of love for you. Like you mentioned, you were 16 and now you're 26. See, as teenagers, we don't understand all of these things. We feel that religion doesn't matter, we feel that financial status doesn't matter, we feel that social compatibility doesn't matter, but it does. And it depends on person to person, but it also depends on your relationship and your partner's relationship with their families. If, for example, your partner had a great relationship with her family and her parents, she wouldn't want to disrespect them for the relationship, and that is totally completely fair, because she doesn't want to hurt somebody who brought her up, right? Yes, I agree with you that talking about religion after say 20 would have been an important step in the relationship, so communication is something that she must have worked on. But again, you could have brought it up yourself, and you should always think that only one reason shouldn't be sufficient. Why was she not trying to fight her parents? Why was she not willing to work on the relationship or work on finding a common ground with her parents? That is because there was something else apart from the religion thing that didn't make her stick to the relationship. And this is a hard pill to swallow, but it is an important one to swallow as well. You need to understand that there are not only one but multiple reasons behind the decision of a breakup, and you need to understand that the other person again comes from a different place than you, and it is very difficult to move on from a 10-year long relationship, because that becomes your identity as well. And now that she's getting married and she is moving on to a new phase of her life, you should be happy for her because you spend so much time with her. You should be happy that she's happy and moving on, and you should try and again work on yourself, work on what you believe in, and make sure that the next partner you choose her with your right brain as well. Left brain is required, but right is required as well. Next story. We broke up after 5.5 years together. He broke it up after over losing feelings, us arguing too much. I've never felt more horrible and distraught than I do right now. I cry every single day and my chest hurts so much. I miss him so much. We spent pretty much every day together and we spoke all the time. He wasn't only my boyfriend, he was my best friend too. I miss him every single day. I nearly broken up for a month, and it gets harder and harder as the time passes. I don't feel any better at all. Together from 17 to 22, I am so upset, and I can't help but feel sick every single day. I feel like it is never going to go away. It hurts every day and I'm so over this pain. See, what happens is after you've spent like a month, 2 months crying, you're done with crying, and then you just want to work on yourself. So trust me, with time it will get better. It doesn't seem like that right now, and it literally physically hurts, and scientific researches have also proven that a breakup hurts physically, and it takes a toll on your mental health and takes a toll on your body as well, and it is a very difficult thing to deal with. But again, like you mentioned, you were together with him from 17 to 22. This is a transition phase where you're trying to figure out yourself as teenagers, as new adults, and you're trying to figure out your life, your career. There are so many changes that happen hormonally as well in you and your partner. So arguments are bound to happen, but you need to find a person who's there to stick by you and who's mature enough to resolve the issues rather than just leaving. So tell yourself that you deserve better, that you deserve somebody who will fight for you, who will be there for you, who will be your rock, and who is willing to communicate to make the relationship better. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for anybody who is not willing to give you their all. Never do that. That's all the stories for today. I really hope that you found some meaning in this video, and I really hope that you found peace, healing and comfort in your relationship and how you're dealing with your breakup. I really hope that you get a partner of your dreams. And if you want a part 2 of this series, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to make it for you. And if in case you want to share your stories with me, you can DM me on Instagram. I'm not that active posting content, but I do reply on my DM. So if there is any advice that you're seeking, I would love to help. But for now, please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.